Ready? Let's go.
Let it all out, we gon' let it out. With phones in the way. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah. With phones in the way.
Welcome to Wounds in the Way. I'm Melissa, y'all know April, and we have the beautiful Miss Gwendolyn Osborne. We like to call her Gwen, and y'all might know her from The Price is Right. She was the beautiful model on there for how long?
12 years.
That's a long time. And then what I love her the most in is this is our Amazon woman from what is it, Wonder Woman,
yeah,
right?
Wonder Woman 1984.
You were
the second
amazing
one.
in that.
Yeah.
She did some crazy stunts.
I get the link to watch.
She did some crazy
Wonder Woman
stuff.
1984. It's on the planes. Like if you get on a flight anywhere, you can watch Wonder Woman 1984. And I'm in the first 8 minutes, and that's all that matters. So there you go.
I agree. Actually, she was really like a warrior. It was crazy.
I was actually training with silver Olympic medalists. Like a couple of those girls have been in the Olympics, and I'm supposed to be out there like running with them. So yeah, 6 weeks of training for that. 6 weeks.
That was shot here?
No, it was shot in England and Spain.
England. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Speaking of fighting, I know you know how to physically fight, but I know you also had a really public, crazy divorce.
Yeah.
Right? How is that for you? Because it's already hard, but publicly, what is that?
Well, as you can see, I'm already in the position that you guys are in, which is such a peaceful position. I decided to just go into the wellness world, and just meditate. I mean, my children got to know that this is what I do for my peace, and they had to learn. And when I was actually becoming a teacher I'm certified now as a teacher for meditation, I had to sit for 25 minutes. And that is a very long time to sit. And it's a practice. It's called a practice for a reason, because you have to practice from 1 minute, which we may try, 1 minute to 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 20 to 25. And then, you know what? They did it. And wellness has saved me and is still saving me. Okay.
Wait, but okay, you say sit. What does that mean? Quietly?
Yeah.
Silently?
So a sit means that this is your time to connect your mind to your body, and to only be in that space for you. So you sit.
So, but are you like clearing the mind? Or are you
Absolutely.
thinking about something, like manifesting at the time? Or like, what does that?
Well, meditation can mean anything to anybody. And meditating can come in many different types of forms. But if you want to do a sit, it would mean basically, yes, to clear your mind and to allow your thoughts to leave you, so that you are taking away the things that are causing pressures and emotions and anxiety. Exactly.
Oh, girl.
That part.
And it's medical now. Like they diagnose it. My son, actually, I don't know if he'll like me telling you this, but he had migraines just recently with the stress of being a student athlete. And he's a junior right now, and he plays basketball because his dad played basketball. So he's doing that, and he got migraines. And part of what they diagnosed for him was for him to sit and meditate, because this is what takes away stress from the mind.
Oh my goodness. Okay, because I'm just curious. I wasn't like I was married, obviously, but I was like, I have a baby daddy that's in the entertainment industry, and I went through a very public breakup and all that stuff as well.
How long were you guys together?
5 years.
So that's a marriage. Okay.
And they lived together. And they had kids together.
Yeah.
But like, what was that like for you at that time, going through a public divorce and just dealing with maybe scrutiny or like the microscope being on you, and like, how did you, besides, because I don't know if wellness was a thing back then, or if you kind of, if that is something that you just got to because of all the stress. But like,
okay, I would say that at the time, I didn't know about wellness, because I feel like wellness has become, I didn't really know about wellness. I felt like it was something that has now become trendy, I would say, and I hope that it's a trend that continues to grow, because we see the benefits of it. I've been modeling, I've been acting, I've been since, I started at 14 really in London, but I've learned how to quiet the noise from the outside anyway, but of course it ramped up. And what I think more than anything is that I became more of a female empowered woman, and I wanted to do it for others too, because I started realizing that when you Google things about divorce, when you Google things about child support or alimony, it all comes up in favor of the man. For us to like feel sorry for them that they are getting child support, that they have to pay women, and that I'm on this little ride here, by the way. So I was like, this is this is ridiculous. Like, I'm still the mother of these children who has still always been the person to stay home and take care of them. And still, I've always worked, right? Yeah. So I've always tried to figure that out. And I'm looking up how to continue doing this now in the best way for me as a mother for these children. And all I can find is how we're supposed to feel sorry for the man that he has to pay.
I do.
When women don't make as much money as men, and even if they do, my podcast is Tea with Gwen, which is Wonder Women of the World. And
cool.
and I speak to women who are her doctors and lawyers and major actors for many years. They make lots of money, and no matter what, they still never make the same amount of money as a man. Okay, so how is it that if you make all this money and then you're supposed to share it when you make all of it with somebody who's doing more of a job of something than you are, you don't want to do it? And we're supposed to think that's okay. So that then angered me. Yeah.
Wow.
But then got me to a place where I can only control me. I can only change the world with what I know to do. And I know that I can bring hope and joy. And so that is what then said, okay, how do I do this? Forgiveness, love, kindness, figure out how to get there, figure out how to forgive myself, take my accountability. I chose that life. And now figure out how to move forward in the most loving, kindness kind of way. And so,
good job.
How long do you feel like you sat in that for before you realized that?
It took a couple of years. I would say that, going back to your question about wellness, so my father was my sensei, so I did martial arts as a child, and my brother did too, so did my sister. We all had to do it. So I've always learned about energy, discipline, and sitting and having respect for your space. So I kind of had to come back to that, I would say, after, and realize how to incorporate it back into my life. And that maybe is something you would know about, where you have to go back to finding yourself. You have to. Yeah. And you have to go back to recognizing as a mother what you're bringing to your children. What kind of woman am I showing them to be? For your son, what he should be attracted to. For your daughter, how she should be when she grows up and what she should stand for and want for herself. So I had to really go back and say, how do I want this? And I want to be here forever. And when they get older and where they're at now, I want to work out with them. I want to be able to jump around and
cute.
You know?
And you do. And
I
do.
do.
I don't know if you've seen her TikToks, but she be over here doing all this stuff.
I
Like
do.
her little girl.
I mean, we've worked out together, cycling. We actually have the same, at a point, the same acting coach,
Teacher,
Sherry Shaw. Shout her out because she's amazing. But she's into all the things. No, she's into all the things. So it's good to see you be in a space. And I want to learn some things from you. We're going to talk about. What's up, guys? You are watching right now, live, Wounds in the Way, sponsored by Fashion Nova and on the Stronghome Network, where we are healing, feeling, and dealing with all of our wounds. Fashion Nova, thank you always for looking out for me. Today, they provided me with a one-piece leotard tube top. Simple. So if you want simple and all the other things, go to fashionnova.com. Tell them I sent you. Peace.
So when we did have a conversation earlier, this week, she was telling me about the meditation stuff, and I was like, okay, so you have to actually be quiet for a minute. Then she just now said 25 minutes.
You can't, me.
She was like, maybe we can do 30 seconds. I was like, okay, we can start at 30 seconds.
Maybe this will actually help you in your relationship aspect. So I'm just saying.
I'm gonna massage that statement. It will help you in all areas of your life.
It's fair.
It will.
Fair. And she knows because I do a lot of this. I talk a lot, and he listens a lot.
Yeah.
So she's like, maybe
and sometimes that works too, though. When you're with somebody who likes to listen and you like to talk, there are a lot of marriages that work that way because of that.
That is true, but I also want to learn and receive, and it's hard to do when you're talking. So there's to just be able to take a beat. Be humble. But aside from that one aspect, there's a level of like the anxiety. I know this is something she and I share. It's not something I want to share. You can keep it if you want it. I don't want it anymore. But I'm just saying, the anxiety thing. I
get the anxiety. I totally get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
And that was when you said it'll calm your head and your heart and your mind. I don't understand. I really don't understand that, because when you're sitting here and you're just silent, my brain is the problem. I can't fall asleep at night because I'm thinking, oh, I got to do this, do that.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I know I'm just now getting into this whole bonus space. But it's about also, so like she said, clearing the mind. but also in how I tend to just sit with myself, it's about the positive thoughts. So maybe you don't have to necessarily stop thinking, but when you are manifesting certain things or seeing you become a certain way, or like training the brain to think differently outside of the stress that you're going through, but being like, me and Jeff are gonna be good, you know, I'm gonna get to this point, I see myself doing this. So seeing those things futuristically, because when you say it, it's the power not of the tongue, but of also, I would assume, the mind.
Yeah.
That those things are going to manifest.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
am I good? Am I good?
I'm loving this. Okay, you just said I learned from you, and then she was like, well,
Yeah.
It was just
and
like,
it was great.
That
I
is
love
good.
that. Here's a quote from Buddha, guys. Quote from Buddha as we sit. Our life is shaped by our mind,
Okay.
for we become what we think. Which is literally what you just said.
it is. Oh my God.
So I just gave you Buddha's version. But we had April's version first.
I can't believe I just said that.
Yeah. That well, and so I'm just gonna say, do you apply that to? Because there are certain levels of anxiety that comes. When does your anxiety show up the most? Oh, and let me not say your, because I don't want you to own it. When do you see that
Okay, 'cause it
anxiety
is
comes?
mine. Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not. But when I feel overwhelmed, when I feel like I have to show up in ways where I'm not really prepared to show up, and when I necessarily don't want to, but because I've always had these people-pleasing tendencies, that's a habit that I'm trying to break out of, so that it can reel me back into being like, and having to create boundaries that creates anxiety for me, because I'm normally not that. I'm just like, yes, okay, yes.
Yeah.
Now having to say no, I'm like, oh,
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But is it healthy? Like, do you find the rewards are healthy? When you finally say
I
no?
want to say no. No.
Yeah.
I love it. Like, saying no is like, it kicks people out your life a little bit when it's, you know. And not to say that I don't want people in my life, because I do, but it removes the things that aren't supposed to be there, and the energies that aren't aligned with the no. And I should be able to say that to whoever's in my life without it being offensive and someone getting defensive about like, you know what I mean? And so I feel like it's providing me a space of peace in all aspects.
And you're giving it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe when you're in those moments even more, and you didn't ask me for this advice, but
No, please
like,
do.
yeah.
We did, actually. That's what you're here for.
Okay.
Come on. Speak up.
Maybe when you're notice your breath and notice where your thoughts are going, how fast your thoughts are, and maybe you can take a view away from whatever it is you're looking at. Small things like that can help you to make a different choice in what you're doing. Even sometimes when I think breathing is huge. I'm not a breath instructor, but I may in the future, just because I'm so curious about breathing. If I feel like I've become a better actor because I've focused on breathing. And when we recognize how our body reacts to our emotions, and how our breathing changes with that, when we recognize we can change that with just our breathing, that is huge control. It also, that is nice. You see, and so when we do, you have an effect on other people with how you breathe.
Oh my gosh, you're not kidding. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. No, listen. I literally was sitting here going, this sounds like a bunch of myth, like crazy, like something you just adopted because it worked for you. Yeah. Right when you said that, there are several people in my life. So if there's more than one person, I have to kind of pay attention, right? Yeah. That have said to me, like, you stress me out because you're on the phone. All I hear is,
oh yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, what's wrong? Like, what's, and sometimes my daughter will say it to me, like, Mom, like, what? Yeah. Why are you aggravated? What's wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't even know I'm doing it. Yeah. So my breathing does affect other people negatively.
See?
Well, because
so now you can do all that inside maybe or something. I don't know. Make
Breathe
a difference.
internally.
Now you'll start snorting instead or something, and they'll be like, no more.
The same with the two, what has also caused a level of anxiety for me that I'm getting used to now, because this is now my life, is the business.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Can stress you out. Oh, see?
No, it's like that, like just like the media and all this, because I've silenced myself, And I've done it for so long, and then sometimes certain things that I may see might trigger me, and then I want to go into, but then I feel silenced. You know what I mean? I know that you probably,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? And having to be like, oh my gosh, like you people don't even know.
Yeah.
And having to, and you guys have created this perception and reputation for me.
Yes.
Which is anxious. You guys have given me anxiety.
It's true.
When I'm just letting you into my world because I'm a human being.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And so now anxiety, I suffer from that. I'm working on it. Don't you fret, I'm working on it.
That's why we're here.
You know?
And you're also funny. And like your funny helps you with that too, I've noticed. And so I always say I'd rather laugh than cry. But it's true. But it works for you. It works. I know, I totally get that. And did you feel like, and I don't know if I'm allowed to ask you this, but did you feel like people blamed you, even though they don't know what's gone on with your breakup? It's like, they immediately just assume it's the woman or something, especially if you're beautiful.
Yeah, they did, but they always assumed that I was the gold digger when actually I had a degree in radiation science, and I was working as a part of this relationship as well, which some people don't even know. I mean, no one knew because I never said it. But anyway,
she's saying it now. I dated.
Yeah, like
say that to anybody.
Yeah. But the assumption, though, like how disgusting is that?
Exactly.
That just because you're a beautiful woman that you couldn't be educated,
and that, or also I'm not successful,
right?
And I can, just because I'm not maybe an entertainer at that moment, and he is, doesn't make me any less successful.
Right.
Why is it always that we are demeaned?
Yes.
Or like you said, I'm to blame for. So how do you guys even know? You guys didn't wake up with me in the bed and like I'm now heartbroken.
Oh yeah.
So I have to deal with the heartbreak and the scrutiny. Because I was all these things that they conjured up to begin with, and now, like, I'm still that person.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
You're not.
With your divorce, too? That was your...
Did I feel like it was, absolutely. Like, and you know what is crazy, and being called names and all these things, and the craziest part is that I'm like, okay, I was married for 12 years to this person, together 14. Like, we have 5 children blended together, okay? And so, by you calling me names and speaking badly about me, you're absolutely calling him those names. You're saying he's an idiot. Because if I'm a gold digger, if I'm all these terrible things, then what kind of person is he to make a choice to have been with me, to have married me, to have had these children with him, help him raise children from another marriage he had before? Like, honestly, you have absolutely no idea. Like, you don't know what my background is. Some people, I'm a gold digger, right? So turn on your TV for the last 12 years, okay? I've been working my tail off, all right? I'd like you to come here. Pregnant twice. First pregnant model that had babies and came back on Price is Right, okay? And so I did it once and then I did it again. But like, I'm like, could you guys come here and do all this? Like, I don't know. Like, so shut up.
Why do you think they do that? Why is it that way? Like, and I forget why. I've seen it so much happen.
People are miserable. And a lot of times it's these same women, because it's women that want your life and then, are happy to kind of see it epically fail, which is sad.
Oh, that is true. And
it is so sad to me because I don't move from that space.
No,
like, I'm a woman's woman.
Yeah.
And I will normally, most of the time, I always kind of see it from the eyes or the lens of the woman. Because, hello, we're women.
Yeah.
Especially when you are a mother.
Yes.
So it's like, half the time, these men, you guys, I'm just saying, like, not all, be cheating. And if you're in the entertainment industry, it's a lot of stuff that goes down that we as the girlfriends, the wives, have to deal with. Y'all don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
It's exhausting.
You know what? On the contrary, I actually got it from a lot of men. I got it from a lot of men because men adore athletes in a way that, I don't know. I don't know if you've ever been, like, so I went to like an NBA draft one time. And so I was with my ex, walking through, and I honestly could have just been in like some amazing Christian Dior heels and nothing else. Walking down there, nobody would have seen me. Nobody would have seen me because they're so obsessed with the athletes and the ex-athletes and, the legends of basketball. And they're obsessed to a point that I don't exist.
Yeah.
And
because I didn't either.
That's how I felt in my marriage.
Until it was over.
Oh.
That's how I felt. I felt like an absolute mute, personally, and professionally.
I don't know what would change that in any circumstance in the industry, unless you're Jay-Z and Beyonce, because I don't think anyone said, Beyonce, you're a gold digger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But who else do we have that's at that level? Like,
But I will, even with Beyonce, and I don't know her and I don't know them, I will say that, but I still feel like there was a time there when people were starting to compare their incomes and who was making more, until it was really clearly obvious that she's really making all this money. You know what I mean? But I still feel like that was a struggle for her.
But then did anyone say he was a gold digger?
Right,
I'm
right.
just wondering.
Has
Like,
anybody said that?
Do they say that when it's that much money? When it's those kind of two
But
successful
that's what I'm
people,
saying.
money
Like,
isn't even a thing at that
can
point
it just
anymore.
be that whoever the celebrity is found someone that they love and that
Right.
made them happy, and
Yeah.
now you guys work with each other?
No,
Right.
because drama has to be a part of that.
Right.
And
The
regardless,
obsession of
even
money.
if there was, so I don't care about what someone's motive was to be with that person. The man at the time felt respected and loved and desired. They married the person, right?
Yes.
He married
Yes.
you. So there was something that was there, and y'all stayed together for a long time.
Yes.
And you had kids together. So
Yeah.
at some point, there was something wonderful there that was not, I'm here for the purpose of just taking your money.
Exactly.
You added value. He might have had some monetary value somewhere.
Yeah.
But you added value to that life.
And I added so much value that I got my value and I put it in a suitcase and I walked on out with my values. Okay.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
So listen, ladies. Listen, value yourself. Okay,
Value
hold
yourself.
yourself to a high standard, because you are
right.
worthy and you deserve. And
right.
listen, men too. You know, I'm not gonna shit on the men, because I think there are some good men out here. But ladies, we are beautiful beings, and to moms out there who don't get the credit, I'm giving you your flowers.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm going to give you your flowers too, and I'm going to say you are enough. You are enough. I'm going to say you are enough.
So are you,
And you are enough.
Thank you, my love.
guys.
Yeah. And we're going to meditate.
Okay, we're gonna meditate, but also 1 second. Thank you so much for
We're
being
meditating
here.
in our Fashion Nova because
I appreciate you. But thank you, Fashion Nova, for always keeping us cute, comfy. I'm lounging. Now I'm about to meditate. Thank you, guys. Keep healing, dealing, and feeling. Love you so much.
Wounds in